Oh, did you think that the murderous psychopaths who seek to legalize abortion would stop here? Did you think so, Republicans? It has been a full year of saving babies' lives since the overturning of Roe versus Wade, and how incredible that finally something good had happened in this country. So
that's it. Pack your bags, go home, baby's life saved, awesome.
Far from the truth. In fact, we need to talk about what has happened since so that we can re-strategize, because the fight is far from over. With this incredible victory in the Supreme Court, America has saved close to 25,000 lives. 25,000 humans have been able to draw their first breath because in some states, we have eliminated the legality of their murder. All right, and so diving into that number a little further, there's still some mixed feelings about this number. It's actually 24,290, so not quite 25,000, but it's a nice number to round up to, right? So diving deeper into this number, the authors explain, and this is catholicvote.org, and they are quoting 538, which is a pro-choice oriented website. The authors explain that it was calculated by subtracting the 69,285 more legal abortions in pro-abortion states. That's a huge number. From, get this is where the awesome victory happens. From the 93,575 fewer legal abortions in states that banned or severely restricted abortion for at least 1 week in the 9-month period after Dobbs, America has collectively killed 24,290 less humans. But that other number, the other number, 69,285, still sickens me because it is more legal abortions, right? Let's put that 69,285 number into context. That is not the full number. That is how much more of an uptick there was since the Dobbs decision. So we are still murdering so many babies in this country, even after this huge, amazing victory. It would behoove us to not get complacent. And I want to show you where the battlefront has moved. So first, let's get into the nitty gritty. After Dobbs, the abortion industry doubles down on abortion pills. They write, the Washington Post on Thursday published an article reporting that the abortion industry has gone all in on abortion drugs in order to circumvent pro-life laws, while Republicans are resting early on their laurels after the repeal of Roe versus Wade. Oh, did you think that the murderous psychopaths who seek to legalize abortion would stop here? Did you think so, Republicans? 1 year after the fall of Roe, the impact of the landmark ruling remains unknown and in flux, the left-leaning newspaper reported. The Post quoted Dr. John Siegel, the president of Texas Right to Life. Siegel said the new threat is the abortion industry's post-Dobbs pivot from surgical to chemical abortions. The new abortion clinic, get this, is as close as your pocket and your cell phone, where you can go to these websites. The article noted that to combat this, Siegel advocates for a few legal solutions pro-life states like Texas can accomplish, including blocking abortion pill websites, expanding civil liability, and empowering the state attorney general to prosecute anyone who breaks the law. Good luck with that, huh? Not with our DAs. Not with George Soros in town.
I just got myself banned on YouTube for saying that.
However, the authors pointed out that the Republican-dominated Texas legislature showed little interest in embracing those ideas. One by one, each of the anti-abortion bills prioritized by Texas Right to Life died before they got a hearing, signaling that at least for now, Republicans representing the state at the forefront of the anti-abortion movement felt that they had done enough. That sentiment appeared to grow across several Republican-led legislators, where a diving desire to ban all or most abortions gave way to fear of political backlash in the wake of multiple victories by pro-abortion rights candidates and ballot initiative campaigns during the 2022 midterm elections. That infuriates me because it almost feels like that this was always political to begin with. That some of these pro-life Republicans are not really all that pro-life. And they're like, well, all these babies over here, who cares? Who cares if in Colorado or California, we're seeing almost 70,000 baby murder uptick? Who cares? Who cares that the chemical abortion pill is now very quickly infiltrating the movement and still more babies are being murdered? Who cares? Because,
oh my gosh, people voted for Democrats in the 2022 midterms. I think we've done enough. I think we're good.
I really don't like the Democrats, but I really am so disappointed in the Republican Party. So keep that in mind for the next election, huh? All right, so let's get into why this matters. I want to play you guys a video because we just got done looking at the big picture of the landscape of America now. I want to zoom into one individual. This story was shared to Live Action, which is an incredible organization that fights for the eradication of the murder of the innocent unborn. Just listen to this one video.
After taking the abortion pill, I felt like my inside was being torn and sliced to pieces. I had blood all over my legs and went into the tub to wash them. Right before the fetus came out, I started vomiting everything that I had in my system that morning. And then I bled more and I hurt more. And I started praying, curled up in the blood in the tub for the first time in years. I don't even remember the last time I prayed before this happened. After hours of hurting, I finally felt a huge physical relief, and the pain was immediately gone. I managed to get up, and when I turned around, I saw the most heartbreaking thing that I've seen in my entire life. I saw my child. It was at that moment that it finally sunk in properly that I really had been pregnant. I had been carrying the life that I created inside of me until that very moment. I felt like part of me died. I felt angry. I felt guilty. I felt like my world was coming to an end and that I was the most terrible person on this earth. I couldn't believe what I was looking at. It was the most beautiful thing that I have ever created, and I destroyed it.
Let's look at how easy it is for someone to experience what this woman experienced. Here I have an article reported by Live Action, lawsuit against Planned Parenthood. Abortion pill caused toilet delivery of fully formed 30-week baby. A lawsuit filed against Planned Parenthood accuses the organization of miscalculating a woman's pregnancy so egregiously that she painfully delivered a fully formed 30 to 36-week-old baby boy into a toilet. The suit alleges that the abortionist calculated her pregnancy at just 6 weeks. Are you serious? Then prescribed her abortion pills. The named defendants are Planned Parenthood abortionist Mira Shah, as well as nurse practitioner Abigail Mensa, who worked for Planned Parenthood Hudson Peconic and were involved in the care and treatment of the abortion client at Planned Parenthood's White Plains Center and Spring Valley Centers. Court documents obtained by Live Action News revealed that the woman requested to remain anonymous, referring to herself as Jane Doe. In her court filing, she accused Planned Parenthood and the other defendants of conducting an illegal abortion on her while she was a teenage college student at the age of 18. She called the ordeal extremely disturbing. The lawsuit, originally filed January 2021 in the New York State Kings County Supreme Court, shows no further disposition and appears to have been sealed. According to the court document, on May 4th, 2020, Jane Doe obtained abortion information from defendants via a 15-minute, 2-second telehealth conference without any physical exam. As a result, when Jane Doe advised Planned Parenthood that her last menstrual period was March 23, 2020, they determined she was 6 weeks pregnant before advising her that she could obtain abortion pills at Planned Parenthood's Spring Valley Center. And according to the lawsuit, Jane Doe was not asked any further questions about the pregnancy, nor did she sign any consent forms. The lawsuit further alleges that Planned Parenthood failed to perform any type of ultrasound or any other scan on plaintiff while she was at Spring Valley Center to accurately confirm the gestational age of the fetus. The lawsuit also contends that after Dr. Shaw prescribed the abortion pill regimen to Jane Doe, she began taking the medication on May 4th to proceed with the abortion of what she believed was a 6-week-old fetus. The abortion industry is maximizing profits with its self-initiated, no-test abortion pill protocol, which fails to confirm the gestational age of the baby or rule out dangerous ectopic pregnancies. In addition, a failure to review the procedure and get signed agreements with the abortion client appears to be a violation of the FDA REMS safety system, which requires a patient agreement to be reviewed and signed by the abortion client. So what happened after Jane Doe took the prescribed Planned Parenthood abortion pills was nothing short of horrific. According to the lawsuit, after consuming the pills, she delivered a fully formed baby into a toilet. The lawsuit reads, plaintiff began her regimen of mifeprex and misoprostol on May 4th. That evening, she began experiencing painful cramping and pressure, then went into full labor in the early morning hours of May 5th. Then she experienced extreme and painful accelerated changes to her body, including a vaginal laceration or tear as the delivery progressed. And at 3 a.m. while sitting on a toilet, she gave birth to a fully formed stillborn baby boy named JT. She was shocked and traumatized when she saw the lifeless, fully formed baby in the toilet, covered in mucus, blood, and the placenta. Horrific. That's awful. The next morning, the lawsuit states that Jane Doe advised Planned Parenthood what took place. She allegedly described to Planned Parenthood the size of JT's body as the length of her forearm, not including his legs. Nurse Mensa then allegedly repeatedly asked whether the body was the size of a fist, but plaintiff and her mother corrected her. Jane Doe also alleges, listen to this, this is what tells you that they actually, despite what they say about women's health and protecting women, they don't care about women's health. Look at this. Jane also alleges that after Planned Parenthood saw her lifeless baby boy, staff sought to dispose of JT and told her not to call law enforcement. The complaint also alleges instead of directing plaintiff to the nearest emergency room, and despite that knowing that JT was a fully formed baby, the defendants directed the plaintiff to bring JT across county lines to Dr. Shaw at the White Plains Center for examination of both JT and herself. Then the lawsuit claims that after examining Jane Doe and her dead baby, Planned Parenthood determined that the baby was 33 to 36 weeks old. They performed an ultrasound and physical exam on plaintiff and also examined JT. Defendants determined that JT's length and femur size were consistent with that of a 33 to 36-week-old baby. Defendants advised plaintiff that they would dispose of JT, further upsetting plaintiff and her family. Plaintiff, just hours postpartum and in shock, was made to wait for many hours at the White Plains Center. Defendant told plaintiff to not call law enforcement. According to Jane Doe, she refused to allow Planned Parenthood to dispose of her dead baby, and a family member contacted law enforcement authorities for assistance. It also alleged that Planned Parenthood made misleading statements to law enforcement, including the indisputably untrue statement that plaintiff was examined and that plaintiff decided on her own to bring JT across county lines. And then they basically took the baby's remains and performed an autopsy, and it was found that indeed JT died because of the medically induced termination of a pregnancy of a 30-week-old fetus. And Jane Doe was then traumatized by the death of her baby. So tell me again how Planned Parenthood is supposed to be women's health, or how any of this is supposed to be women's health, when you can literally go on your phone, call Planned Parenthood, and they're like, okay, teleconference time, 15 minutes later, yeah, baby's 6 weeks old, totally fine, great. Just go get your pills, take them, you'll be fine. Egregious, it's disgusting, it is indefensible. And what is even more disturbing is that there are Christians out there who have not come to understand how unbiblical and offensive this is to the mission of Jesus, to the love and the heart of Jesus. So if you are Christian and you still think that this is about women's health, please reconsider your positions, because we are still in this nation killing hundreds of thousands of babies, even after Roe versus Wade. And now it's even more, if you want to use the term, coat hanger abortion, more unsafe, more whatever, just because you have somebody in a white coat who is calling themselves an advocate of your health, then I don't know. Doesn't seem like it. Does not seem like it. And just because someone is a doctor does not mean that they are ethical. The good news is that despite the fact that this is not over, we are still saving lives in many states, and praise Jesus for that. Keep up the fight. Keep supporting the organizations like Preborn, like Save the Storks, like 7 Weeks Coffee. These are pro-life organizations who are actively in this fight. Your local pregnancy center would probably greatly appreciate any help that you can give them. So if you have not checked out the new podcast, So This Is the World, make sure you do so. Link in the description. If you like this channel, you'll like that one too. And as always, God bless.